What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. We're gonna, I guess, switch it up a little bit tonight. We're gonna play some ranked in PGA 2K25. I know a lot of times we play TGC. We played a little bit of Impossible Challenge last week. We're gonna switch it up. We're gonna do some ranked. It has been faded, so to speak. We were talking about what we should do today, and we have a lot of ranked duos quests. So that means I'm gonna need some of you folks to join me if interested. But we can run some ranked duos tonight. If not, we'll run ranked solos. That's no problem as well. But I suspect some domination to be occurring today. Busey, good evening. Jay, welcome back. What up, what up? Dude, I'm full. We had pizza tonight. We had some pizza, some cake. A little familial birthday situation going on today. So I am definitely fuller than normal. Also, never helps that I'm lactose intolerant, but pizza's just too good to pass up. Hey, enjoy the alert, Carl. All right, we'll play a little bit of something to warm up, and then we could probably just warm up with ranked, but I don't want to jump in immediately. But we will get to the ranked domination in a little bit. Gotta make sure the swing's in check before we get going too much. All right, so they want us to power drive to start the day. We'll take it. We'll take it. Because that's gonna give us. It's gonna give us a chance. It doesn't. Yeah, I guess we're playing a high fade. Yeah. Guess we're playing a high fade. I mean, it's gonna want to turn back over through this wind. There's a little bit of left to right movement. Bush getting us a little bit off, but that's an approach to start. Take eagle on one. Love that. All right. See, this is where we get these like awkward. It's into the wind. See, yeah, because that. Okay, so 7-iron does lose distance. Let's do something like here. Oh, double crossed it. Rip. You need a signed golf ball for your wall? Or you gotta cut it, do you cut it in half? So that it goes on the wall, or how are we mounting this thing? You know, I've never done an autograph. I don't know how I would sign my name if somebody actually was like, sign this. This stinks because you would you have to take a super flop here. If I were to try and do this as a chip, we'd be off the backside of the green. Two tacks or screws into a wall and set the ball on it? Oh, that's true. Yeah, kind of like the same way you would hang a guitar, right? Like I mean, obviously you're not doing it with screws, you're doing something a bit fancier and with some softer padding, but yeah, similar concept. Okay, that's better. That's better. Need to finish this. Need to finish my follow through a little. A little more left. I'm getting my backswing too far. Too far in. But that's why you do a warm-up before you go into things that actually matter. Because I don't want to be going into ranked and shanking stuff all over the place. Although I would imagine that my definition of shanking the ball is a little bit different than a lot of people. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I legitimately don't know, like, how I would sign my name. Because my normal signature is very scribbly, but obviously I would not be signing my actual first and last name. I think I'm going like quick and not looking at my foot lag because I keep getting stuff like that happens. Oh boy. That's 100. Jeez. Well, not to mention, like, I don't know, size isn't even what I'd be concerned about. I mean, yeah, you'd have to keep it shorter. I'd be concerned about, like, trying to write over the what do you call it? Like, the dimples, right? Like, that would be kind of the awkward part, too. Okay, I think we can play, like, a baby fade here. There it is. There it is. Baby fade, get the kick down, then it's gonna hit the slope, roll down to the hill. We'll go hole-in-one back-to-back days. Ah, too straight. Hey, thanks, Linkster. Speaking of, I need to post that to TGC before I forget about it. Oh boy. Come on, putter. Come on, putter. What up, Andy? Alright, let me find that YouTube short, actually. Let me post that on. Let me get that posted on TGC. Shorts. Get shareable link. TGC. Intrusive. What do we got here? Round 3, hole 16. Round 3, hole 16. Link, and then / watch where video equals highlight. Ooh. Okay, good. Good. Yeah, the thing was, I had it set to go live on YouTube just a little bit before we started streaming, so. Alright, we're going aggressive. We're going aggressive, RJ. Double crossed it out into the bunker. Excellent. Probably had to overpower that. Probably had to overpower that if we wanted to do something reasonable. What do you play though now? 37 yards. You kind of want to get it. You need to get it up on. Feels like a decent lie, but I can never really tell with these things. Maybe something like 96%. 94. Rip. Rip. Almost. Almost. Can we even... Also, links their nice shooting on True Sim. I mean, I know that everybody got smoked this week by the winner, but I know that's not something that you normally play. I could not get the putter going. Last week was kind of a fluke week on the putter for me anyway. Okay, I feel like I need to take a look at my lie a little bit more. Because I feel like my lie has been getting me in trouble. Especially on distance adjustments. Like, I feel like I've been losing a lot of distance off of lies more than anything. Drivable par 4, but these are always funky. So hard to do anything other than that. %87%. Ah, it's under. Under and push open. $650 yards. So what? Even with an overpowered power drive, I think we're pretty hard pressed to get there in 2. 300, maybe power approach. Okay, I need to back-to-back overpowers. I got back-to-back overpowers, but I pulled it just a fraction. It's the one thing then when you're aggressive like this, it does put you into some compromising positions. I think this lie is going to be the problem. I'm probably going to end up long now. Oh, wow. Maybe I didn't need to loft it? I don't know if I would have cleared the lip or not. That's kind of the outstanding question. Okay. We'll take it. Cannot seem to find consistency. Oh, you can't power approach out of the rough. Cannot quite seem to find the consistency that I need out of the... Got the 108, but I just keep getting these like tiny, tiny pulls. 96%. Can we get that number? Nope, 99. Honestly, it works out though. Nice. My favorite thing is when it doesn't break. That's the best. Alright. Hey, good evening, Alex. Welcome back. I just don't know how people putt with such consistency. I think that's just ultimately where I have always kind of stood with things. I thought the wind was going to take me more left. Which is good. I mean, if you golfed as well as I did, or as many people do in the video game, you would be world #1 greatest IRL golfer of all time. Like, easily. Wouldn't even be close. Cranking double-digit under par rounds over and over and over and over again like it's nothing. Wouldn't even be a competition. Where's the part where the lie takes me to the right? That's what I want to know. Still low. Getting some good hits today, Phasmo. We eagled the first hole. The swing's been going a little back and forth. I mean, we did get the 1 hole in 1 yesterday, so not expecting to get another one for a little bit. But we're doing all right. Gotta play IRL a lot, yeah. Played every day. I wish I could. I wish I could. Be a combination of playing every day, and I still think I would need... Still think I need some lessons, realistically speaking. Alright, we're gonna hit baby draw on this wind. Five iron? Nah, choke 6. I'd rather be a little long. Yeah, draw it into that slope, kick right. Oh. There we go. All right, another eagle. More of your money and time goes to fishing. I mean, it's hard. That's the thing. It's so hard to balance hobbies. Like, obviously having a wife and kids, makes it challenging, in its own right, but gosh darn it. But like, I also enjoy streaming and stuff. Like, I'm sure I could find a little bit more time to do golf and such if I decided to not stream. You know, so it's like the whole thing that kind of got me into golf. Streaming and making videos, I'd have to give that up to golf more. I do regret not getting into golf as a kid, because I should have. My grandparents lived on a golf course, now they live in Arizona, so it was like a once a year thing to have any sort of interaction with the sport. But whenever I would come home from visiting, I would never do anything with it. So I do regret that, because I definitely enjoy it. 5 a.m. picking up on the way home from work at 4 p.m. I mean, that sounds like how it was with my mom going to the pool. I know when she was growing up, like, they would just go and hang out at the municipal pool. Obviously not in the same sense of like developing a skill of a sport, but just you just go there all day. Right in front, right of the hole, missed it. It happens a lot. It is not simple to get a hole in one. A lot get close, but not many actually get in the hole. Nice swing. I was trying to kind of play it out towards that slope that feeds towards the hole, but I think it's going to just go straight. Only allowed on putting green until daylight. Use the flashlight to putt until then. I mean, the thing is, being strong on the greens is a great skill to have. Right? I know that there are some things out there that kind of preach teaching the game from the green back. Now, there's some truth to that. I also think you have to develop ball striking, but I'm sure that having developed your ball striking from chip and pitch shots, you probably get a better sense of getting into that full swing. So it probably works out just fine. Let's see how this partial driver goes. That first kick is too big. But it's like the 3-wood, I think, comes up short. Can I get this right? Nah, pull closed. Oh. Alright, apparently I... Oh, okay. Never mind. Take it. Happy little accidents. Woo! JB would be proud. Quad 108. Who even is this guy? Who even is this guy? And then we'll go quad 108 into choked, 50 for the hole. Okay, fine. All right, a little bit of work at the end. We went 9 under on the back 9, 12 under in the last 12 holes. Technically went like 8 under in the last 6 or something like that to get to 15. So it was looking not great, but we turned it around. All right, let's play some ranked. Let's play some ranked. If we have anybody who wants to jump in for some ranked duos, let me know. I'll get you the room code. If we have multiple people, we can make a queue and rotate some people through. I mean, we'll run solos if not, but we're gonna play a lot of ranked tonight. $74 under. That's disgusting. I don't think I've ever played to that score. I also don't really play CC, so don't really get the opportunity to go that low. But I'm also just not good enough to be shooting like 18 under every round or better. Alright. Let's go make some kids sad. Let's go make some kids sad. RSA Griff. Or Arza Griff? I don't know how you pronounce that. But he's our first victim. I don't know, do I need to grind to Condor so that when people ask me what rank I am, I can say Condor? I feel like just outright being able to say Condor sounds a lot less cocky than I don't play ranked, but trust me, bro, I would be Condor if I did. Because that's kind of where it's at right now. That's kind of the spot that we're at with our game right now. I would be Condor, trust me. Just a closet Condor. Is that the response I should give when people ask about my rank? Say closet Condor. I mean, I suppose we could. I left the face open. What's going on, Matt? Don't fight in tournaments because when I fight a man for real, I don't want him to know what I can do. I would have been so upset because in all likelihood, I probably missed this putt. But I can't have that mindset, right? I can't have that mindset. We gotta have the mindset that we're gonna make our putts. But it does always sting a bit when they sink them from downtown. I feel like 4-iron's not gonna be enough. Maybe give it just a little bit here. There we go. I shouldn't have given it as much D-loft and spin. It ended up getting a big kick up the hill. Oh, man. Would have been our second hole-in-one in ranked. Okay, we're gonna make it, right? Although that did kind of want to move more than the last one. The last one looked very similar. Let's see here. Honestly, kind of an awkward shot. I want to try and get it down there to have as much wedge as possible, but that's actually down in 9-iron territory. Bunker? No. Definitely took a much more aggressive line there. No, fairway kick. It's unfortunate. I thought the lie was gonna take me more to the left, so I'm like, okay, I want to take it from here to here, and then it just held out to the right. Didn't want to. That's always frustrating. Oh. Oh. Woo! Center cup. The pressure on. Okay. Big save. Big save there. Alright, get ourselves a nice little power drive. .230, so we're kind of right in between that 4-iron and choke hybrid sort of territory. See what we can do. Oh, that's gonna be a tough pin. Let's see. It was 231. I feel like it could. Feel like it could be fine. Feel like it could be fine. Ball's gonna come out a little bit to the right, and then it'll work its way back left. I left it open. It's gonna be even more to the right. Let's see how it bounces. Oh, that's a mean kick. Okay. It's a really mean kick, actually. Actually kind of straight up and out of here. It didn't even look like it hit the pin. It just looked like it injected out to the left. What's going on, Hayden? I love this game sometimes. We've had an ace and that shot rejected. That's a big whiff on the putt, though. He misses this chip, that door is open. Oh, come on, his should reject too. This was coming in hotter than mine. Okay, fine. Fine. A little open, which is kind of scary, but we played it enough to the right, or the left, rather. I just kind of wanted to get it, like, near the green. I don't know. I thought about laying up. I was going to play out to the left. I mean, we have the lead, too, so we probably should have. I was going to lay back left. Wow. Okay, so we really get away with one. I was going to play out left, leave the full wedge in, like the full 60. Man's just basically gave up the hole, putting it in there. I don't know if it was a misaim, mishit. You know, we technically have quite a bit when it comes to, you know, our ability to hit distance. Like, he came up substantially shorter than we did early on. Something has to go in. Something's gotta go in, man. Almost a great shot. So what? So far in this match, we've lipped out a hole-in-one. We've bounced off the pin on that bunker shot. We lipped that chip. We're 5 holes in, by the way. We're 5 holes in, and that's the sequence of things that we've had happen. I can't go much more aggressive than this. Can't go much more aggressive because it kicks hard right. First bounce was more than I wanted it to be, but I don't know, not much I can do. My transition stat set to on wedges, it's a little bit higher. It's not that high on my regular clubs. I can go through it afterwards. I want to say my transition on my wedges is at like 82. It's probably somewhere like 70, 72 on most of my other clubs, something like that. Nice putt. Nice putt. Oh, but look at that. He can also make putts. Whoa! Oh, my freaking bias changed. I overshaped it and didn't check. All right. Well, we have the angle. Don't give me 100% lie. Don't do that to me. Okay, we're on in 2. You have yours at 87 on your main technician, but your irons and wedges have a transition fitting to max them out at 99. In my opinion, like I don't try to hit many partials. The partials come for me only on my wedges for short game stuff, right? Chipping and out of the sand. I don't really hit partials much elsewhere. So for me, I don't see as much value in it. Oh, good give. Good give. Duo after? Absolutely, Vandy. Absolutely. I would be more than pleased to run duos with people tonight. Alright. Lose a hole, but it's because we missed our bias got flipped, so... Must warp me? You'd be Condor if you played more rank. Trust you, bro. I trust you, man. I believe it. I believe it. Okay. Whoa! A little toit little window. Get a little bit more distance. Okay, so judging by how short his drives have been and the way that this is angled, I don't think he should be able to get there in 2. Like fully? Yeah. Figured it would be a kind of aggressive play for him to get there in 2. Yeah, I can't sit it much more than that, so we'll see where this feeds. I don't know if you try and play like a big cut to try and change the angle and like use the side slope to slow it down. I don't know, there is a backstop for him, so I feel like if you... as long as you flop it somewhere short to the... or to the flat part, it'll check up. Okay, let's see if we can bomb something from downtown. Not gonna come back enough at the end. Hayden, I'll queue you up for after Vandy. I'll queue you up for after Vandy. We're gonna play ranked all night, so I'll try and cycle people through as best as I can. Are you gonna be playing, what is it, Requiem? Is that the name of the new one, Busey? Yeah, I saw that there were some people who were starting to play because they played on console and changed their location, I guess, to New Zealand or Australia or something like that. But yeah, I know it's gonna be pretty popular here on Twitch the next couple of days. All right, that's a good time to hit a power drive. 3, 6, 9, 5. Suck it to it. Yeah, because having a pitching wedge in here versus something a little bit longer should hopefully help. Don't hold it. I thought he was gonna sink that thing. Okay, we're on a downhill lie, tailwind. Feel like we have to do this. That's the right distance. You always get a little bit nervous. But that just about ices it here unless something goes horribly wrong. PlayStation to ban people for changing location? Really? I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that people did that. Is it just for changing locations? I mean, because is there any risk to that person just like permanently keeping their location false? Like, do they cross-check it with IP? Because if it's IP based, then why would you even give the option to change it? So who knows? I mean, IPs can technically resolve to the wrong location. Mine does. I mean, it's in the right state, but mine resolved to the wrong spot. Alrighty. They were ranked higher than me. I'm just a lowly. What, par 1? Is that what our rank is? From Flyers fan to telling everyone I love Penguin. No, mine actually, I'm in Central PA. Mine actually puts me out closer to Philly, or at least that side of the state. All right. Give me 2.5 minutes or so here, and we'll get rid of the pre-rolls on Twitch, and then we'll get back and we'll get to some ranked duos. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys hanging out. If you're watching on YouTube, you can always drop a like and a sub if you're enjoying. Helps me out immensely. You're Hayden, just moved from YouTube to Twitch? Well, what's going on, Hayden? Do you prefer Panther or Hayden? It's up to you. Let me know. But yeah, we'll get to ranked. We're gonna play a match here with Vandy, and then we'll cycle some people in. Hayden wants to play, so we'll keep things moving here. But yeah, give me like 2.5, 3 minutes, and we'll get into things. So be right back.
It's raining.
Pads.
You seek the Holy Grail.
Okay, we are back. Let me reset the capture card. Make sure that the audio doesn't get too desynced here. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's dominate some ranked here with Vandy. I need to take a look at this really quick. What was the number? Yeah. So somebody commented. Somebody commented on my last or one of my YouTube shorts and asked how I drove the ball 529 yards. I need to tell them that it's 246 feet downhill. You know, just minor detail. Just a minor detail with it. Okay. I don't think I should drive you all the way down there, Vandy. I think I'm gonna have to lay you back a little bit. Cause that gets real ugly and real short. So yeah, we'll put you down into wedge territory. I don't need to get you into weird partials on side hills. Breach terms of service due to price and taxing differences. Apparently once you put location, it won't allow you to change countries. If you move, you need to create a new PSN account. Okay. Yeah, because I know there's stuff with regional things. So I guess I didn't know with that. If you set it to New Zealand, like, to play, you also have to then pay their stuff. Because I know, like, Australia has... I know that their taxes and stuff on tech are, like, even crazier than Canada. Like, stuff, like, video games are ridiculously expensive in Australia, to my knowledge. Also, Hayden, thank you very much for the follow on Twitch. Appreciate it. Okay, should be a putt up the hill. I'm very curious what they get here, because they got lucky that it kicked out into the fairway. But little partial ball below the feet kind of shot. Never fun. His username, come with me if you want to leave. What's going on, Zachary? At least $100 Aussie? Yeah, so like if you're talking a $60, $70 game, you're talking $30 to $40 at least extra just for the base game. Like that's so much money. Resident Evil is 107 with tax. I mean, at least the nice thing is I mean, they're still expensive, but at least the non-AAA games are not that pricey. Here we go, Vandy. Here we go, Vandy. Vandy, do you have a ranked duos rank? Because I'm unranked, and my highest ever rank is maybe an Eagle, like a number of seasons ago. You're like Eagle too? Okay. I'm just trying to gauge like how skewed our matchups are gonna be. Like, are we gonna get actual, you know, other like Eagle ranked players, or are we gonna get something different? That's gonna be a nice drive. Yeah. This hole reminds, I said it, I think the last time I played this course. This hole reminds me of one of Matty from Canada's. I distinctly remember he's got like a big uphill to downhill gap, and then the way that the pin is tucked in the green. Well, I think ranked matchmaking tends to favor the lower ranked person. But I know sometimes I've played with people who have higher ranks and it does pull me up. Because I remember we got matched. I was unranked to really low ranked and got... Yeah, we ended up playing Condor players. We won, of course. As I am a closet Condor myself. I left it open. Should be okay, it's just a little more to the right. Dollar isn't great compared to your money? Australia, same exchange rate? I think it's something similar, but I don't know exactly. I think they did drop a fair amount. Alright, so it's $1 to $1.37 in Canadian, and then if you go Australian dollar, it's $1 to $1.41, so similar. Few cents different. What up, Swifty? Thoughts on G7? Apparently they're really good. You know, personally, I don't know, it's like a hard thing. Like, of course, you want competitive balance. You know, it does suck that all controllers aren't created equal. It's definitely a competitive advantage for sure. Like, I have a stock PS5 controller. I've got nothing fancy. I don't know though. I think that's just kind of the age that we live in. I think that's just the age that we live in. Nice putt. You know, I think it's definitely better than, you know, a Cronus and all of those things, because at least you have some form of input to present. You know, it's not just like pushing a button or something to auto input things. If you set it to the setting that's on YouTube? Oh, is there like these are the exact settings that you need? I mean, it's gotta be a little bit different. Maybe not, because I guess you're setting dead zone stuff. How does that work? Like, because I don't know enough about it. If you play with different transition, like that moves where you have to be swinging your stick. All that practice. What up, Rio? Welcome back, dude. Same thing with monitor refresh rates having competitive advantage in FPS games. Pretty standard in most games that there's some sort of hardware you can get to improve your chances. Yeah, I mean, it's along the same lines. It's obviously not apples to apples, but... yeah, I mean, there's always stuff, you know, definitely competitive shooters and different things. There's all sorts of hardware, right? Like, everybody's, you know, every company for every product is trying to market in the, like, what competitive advantage does it give, whether it's your monitor, your mouse, your keyboard, like, response, you know, all that stuff. Everything is vying for, you know, some sort of competitive edge. What up, JB? What up, dude? Missed the points a bit and it will correct it. So yeah, I mean, that's all dead zone stuff. And there's, I don't know how much configuration there is, but this stuff has kind of been around for a long time on PC as well. Like, you have all sorts of dead zone configurations and things. The problem that we run into with PGA 2K is the line is no longer straight. So I personally, I have no validation of this. I personally believe that the API check does not exist in this title. I don't think they have an algorithm to detect anything. When you had straight up and down input, it's easy to detect because percentages. Are we just wasting time now? Is that what we're doing? Only for back, right? Like, you can see the number of shots doesn't match and everything. But for, like, the purposes of analyzing swing inputs, I don't think that the API does anything or is even a thing in this game. They're not going to disclose that, because as soon as you disclose that, then people are going to 100% exploit it. Duo players have never heard of pace of play? Well, I'm trying to be fast enough so that I get the satisfaction of making the putt instead of them giving it to me. Although I have a feeling they weren't going to. Oh, Doily did say that? I don't know. That's the type of thing that you normally keep quiet, because it's the same reason that you don't explain exactly what an exploit is, or like how you monitor an exploit, because then people will just tinker around those parameters, right, to fall just outside the known check. So it is what it is. I think that's the big downside to this game competitively, is that there is no API so, you know, if people have something that's aiding them, you know, in a fully online environment, and as much as people are gonna say like, oh, we'll just stream it. Streaming means literally nothing to proving anything in these games. If you think that streaming and putting a hand cam on is going to exonerate somebody, you're just lying to yourself. And what's been banned in TGC for this game is back out in multi-account usage. Yes, that sounds correct. Uh, 236. This is gonna be short. Try and play a draw. I know it's gonna push me out. I know the wind's not gonna fully knock it, but it's a hard one to like actually get the draw that I want. I don't have that swing in my arsenal. I can play big fades. I can't play big draws. G7 on the best settings, you're still not beating a player like JB. The G7, okay, first off, I could never play G7 because I swing left stick on a PlayStation controller. So it would mess me up. Yes, I would get a little bit of forgiveness on my shots. That's not the part of my game that I struggle with. I'm not a good putter. G7 does not magically make me read putts better. So, you know, it is what it is. Like, if people can complain about it all they want, it makes people who aren't as good at the inputs better. It makes people great at the inputs even more consistent, but it doesn't fix your ability to make putts, and that's where the best players are outplaying you. They're outplaying you probably tee to green too, but they're also consistently a top 5 to 10 putter. Oh, come on, do it to him, Vandy. Alright, we'll take the push. We'll take the push. That would have been nasty. If you can't hit putts or know your right, yeah. Wins, side hill lies. Yeah. Now, if you have somehow other methodologies to go with it, then that's something else. Now, I guess there's something to be said about like if you just guaranteed have those consistent inputs and such. Oh, it's not even over there. It's not even over there. I'm looking at the wrong. I didn't realize that this course had 2 hole locations. LOL, I'm gonna just send it up there into the heavy rough and try and pop it on the green. There you go, Vandy. I'm overlooking the wrong way. 5,200 in plat last week and missed 2 perfects. Yes, it helps it. Yeah, the game's so much more than that. Absolutely. Again, it's still just that extra layer of like it's already easier to hit points in this game, I think. So when you take that and you neutral, like it takes away another way to differentiate players. Yeah, but you have to be able to read wind elevation, lie angles and stuff be able to get your decent approaches, and then putt it home. Get to go 108s and play no fear. That is a good point. That is a very good point. You know, not every hole is going to facilitate that, and you're not always going to be able to hit your 108s. You know, sometimes you're gonna miss them, but that's true. It gives you a much larger freedom to be able to play more power than your opponents, which means that you now off the tee are out driving, and on top of that, your approach and it allows you to stat allocate differently, right? You're stat allocating more into power. You don't need to have as much contact. Your swing path and swing angle, I guess, is just like you get to have whatever swing angle you want. I forget what the stat name is officially called, but yeah, you get to have that at whatever value is comfortable for you, and then your swing path doesn't matter. So yeah, getting more power naturally, then more power from your overpower, you're taking in way better on your approach shots in terms of your lofts, right? And loft is everything. And being able to have, at least loft is everything in my opinion. You know, being able to have that. All right, we're gonna play this nice high cut up the hill. I mean, I know I can't sit it down gently. Little backstop action, though. We got a putt. Top 5 in proximity, bottom 25% in putts. The trend you've been having of late with grids on. That's my general approach to the game, JB. Grids or not. Actually, that's not true, because True Sim, I read greens better than people. But it's also not fair, because it's not an apples to apples comparison, because I hit better proximity in True Sim than a lot of people, and so, you know, I just have the natural advantage. At least on long putts and stuff, because my long putts aren't as long as other people most of the time, so I can get a little bit higher make rate. But yeah, if you look at my plat scoring just in general, like I am, yeah, a lot of times top 5, top 10 in greens in regulation and proximity. Not always, but like I can be up there, but my putting is almost always way low. But then you'll see it, as soon as I have a good putting week, all of a sudden I'm like top 5. Top 10 in plat, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, like he can get up there. If not on Legend, you 108, but what about with G7, right? Because that's the conversation. I don't know what you play with, JB. I don't know what controller. GG's, Vandy. GG's. All right, Hayden, you still here? You're on PlayStation, okay. So no, I too am a PlayStation enjoyer. Absolutely bodied. I mean, I know they're lower ranked than you, Vandy, but they were not a lower rank than me. Hayden? Are we here, Hayden? Hey, welcome back, John. How are we doing today? Ooh, Sixers win. Also just making sure that I'm not missing anybody else. Was there anybody else that was trying to play? I'm not 100% sure. What's going on, Jopo? Still on our win streak? I don't know the last time we've won, or that we've lost, rather. That was our first duo match of this season. I don't know what about previous seasons. We've only lost a handful. But you'll join the duo lot. Yeah, if Hayden's not in, then I think we can slot you in next. I'm like just trying to make sure that I'm not missing anybody. Here, I'll give let me give him a tag real quick just to make sure. Hey, what up, Abe? You've been playing real nice, man. You've been playing real nice. I'm a little bit disappointed about last week. I had a sick round 3, shot 16 under, but I just couldn't hang on to get the win. Hey, you've been playing really well. I've seen your name winning True Sim a lot and high up in Plat. Yo, what up, Chewy? The duo Colby and Chewy, you are more than welcome to hop in line here. All right, it looks like Hayden has mayhaps disappeared for the moment. So if you want to get in there, Jopo, if you want to snag that room code, I've been well, Chewy. We are just waiting for the baby to get here. We're just waiting for the baby to get here. Due date's in a few days. Due date's in a few days, but you know, it could be after the due date, who knows? So, you know, life's kind of in that weird limbo of like, you're trying to live it normally, but also just kind of waiting. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Think I deserved that one last week? I don't know. It's so hard to like, is Countback the best? Is it like, should it be who had a better weekend? Like, should it be who had the lowest round? You know, because is it like consistency or fluke? You know, like, it's like, oh, that's so impressive they shot that low in a round, or is it a fluke that they shot that low in a round? Like, I think any way you cut it, it's gonna make somebody disappointed. Yeah, obviously you can't play a true playoff hole, so I don't know. It's at least a consistent way to do it, counting back. But it does always sting because I think we've lost on count back. Yeah, somebody said that we've probably lost the most on count back over the past number of years in True Sim, and that's probably accurate. We've had a lot of True Sim losses. Your only win on Plat was Countback? Yeah, so that was Countback. Let me see last season, all my second places. Second. I had 4 straight weeks of second last season. Before I finally... Let's see here. Lost by 9, lost by 2, lost by 2. Lost on Countback. Lost by 1. Lost by 3. Alright, that was last season. What about some of our prior stuff? So this is back in 2K23. Lost by 4. Lost on Countback. I should be counting how many of these Countback losses there are. I think we're up to like 4. think that one I lost to a cheater. Yeah, I've had quite a few of those countback losses. They sting. They sting for sure. Yeah, I haven't been able to play well enough in Plat to ever have that issue, but I think we got close to a win one time, but then, you know, pressure on in round 4 against Stives or something, we came up short. I think I had like one legitimate chance to make a run at it. Yeah, True Sim, we've definitely been hit with a few, or a lot of like just lost by 1 to 3 strokes. Do we go into Xbox for the next gen console? Okay, genuine question. Do we think that Xbox is getting out of the hardware game? Is Xbox getting out of the hardware game? I mean, obviously you'll still have this generation, but eventually technology is going to get to the point where it exceeds its capacity, or they're just going to discontinue making them, right? I know there's talk right now with the new CEO of Xbox and everything. I mean, honestly, having PC and then selling games on PlayStation, I could see them going that route. I mean, especially with like the Steam. You've got Steam Deck outperform the Xbox ROG, or ROG, I don't know how you ever said that thing. And then you're going to have I know it's going to be more expensive than most consoles, but Steam Machine and stuff entering the market, Xbox games that play on it. I don't know, wouldn't be surprised. Champions Week and Top 50 were another event. Over the years, I have had a few times where I've been up in the top grouping of players, but never enough to where like we were ever gonna really win it aside from like one time. I left it open. I was trying to draw it back in. The open makes it land on the green at least, so I don't know. I guess reduces the kick to the right. Yeah, we've gotten wins on True Sim. It's kind of a funky thing though, right? Because like True Sim is hard in its own right. It's hard to say outright harder because the thing that you're always going to run into is that the competition level is skewed because, you know, we have top True Sim players, but we also have a lot of top players of the game that just outright don't touch True Sim. So new baby on the way soon. Yeah, we're like a little bit under a week out from the due date for baby number 2. So we're getting close to paternity leave. So this is just another friendly reminder. I've been trying to keep saying it so people aren't thrown off by it. We're going to be on paternity leave at some point here, in which we won't be streaming. I will come back to streaming once baby starts to like sleep overnight to a certain degree. Hey, thank you, Ears. Hope you're doing well. Girl. Baby girl. So it's gonna be dangerous. She's gonna, you know, steal my heart and all that. Curse like you, are you having a girl as well, or have you already have one? What's nice though is we've got a boy and a girl, so you know when kid number 3 comes time, you know it's not going to be any stress of like, oh, we have 2 of one, want to have the other. Because like my wife obviously wants to have a girl. And so if we ended up with 2 boys out the gate, you know, then it would be like, well, if we had a 3rd boy, Yeah, do you try for a fourth to get a girl? My neighbors growing up did that. They wanted a girl. They ended up with 6 boys. So we can see how that played out for them. My best friend growing up, well, still is my best friend, but my best friend, they wanted a boy. They had 4 girls and then him. So, you know, I know it can go a very long time to get one of each. So fortunately, we got it, you know, first try, so to speak. 2, 11, and 8. Okay. That's those are like the same. That's kind of the same gaps that my dad has. I think it's like 2 years and then 6 years. I think is the gap with them. That's a tough one. I feel like you almost have to play like a high cut out to the left to try and like curl it around, because that slope I feel like can kick pretty hard. Your sister wanted 3 kids, their 3rd pregnancy was twins, so they ended up with 4. That's always the risk, man. We don't have twins that run in our family on either side. I mean, I guess you can still have them, but I know that when they run in your family, it's a much higher percentage chance. Yeah, that is definitely a thing that can happen. Oh, loft actually. Interesting. The push did not help. Push did not help. Water being there is scary for sure. And like they got a really good kick because now they're below the hole with the bunker shot. Hey, take it easy, Alex. Have a good night. Thank you. But yeah, so I will, when the time comes, again, I don't know when it'll be. That's kind of the planner part of me that doesn't enjoy this. I'll put a post in Discord that like will be on paternity leave, and then I'll post in Discord trying to give a heads up of like when we'll start streaming again. Nice putt. And then I'll try and set like the Twitch title and like put a YouTube community post. Like I'll try and get it out there that paternity leave has begun. Because I will be assisting my wife with... I'll be assisting my wife with like the overnight feedings and all of that stuff for the first little bit, and then once she starts to sleep through the night a little bit better, or at least is not waking up every hour or whatever it is in the beginning, and then we can start getting back into some evening streaming. So don't forget about me when I'm gone. Miss me when I'm gone. Oh, 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 oh. That's some day to remember, right? Is that Homesick? No. Please don't believe me, I can never stop. My life's turned upside down. Downfall? No, that is Downfall of Us All. That is Downfall of Us All. Let's go. Next week's plat has green speeds from 98s to 151s. I mean, it's like the weird thing with the 98 green speed is it can be really funky with putting, but you can also then, if your approach game is good, you can just stick it close. Their Treat Live, Brant. I have never been to a metal concert live. I enjoy metal music. I know it's metalcore or whatever, or hardcore, yeah, post-hardcore. There's so many subgenres. I just kind of lump it all incorrectly as metal. Hey, we're gonna get this hole. Nice. I don't feel like I would enjoy the music, but my fear is the mosh pits. I'm not wanting to mosh, but I enjoy the music. I still regret this to this day. Not really regret, but I'm more so disappointed by the fact. When I was in high school, it was a weeknight, and so I couldn't go to the concert. But August Burns Red was headlining a show with Texas in July, I the Breather, and Silverstein in Philly. I wanted to go to that concert so bad. High school me was like, that sounds amazing. But it was a weeknight, and there was no way I was going to be able to convince my parents to let me go to Philadelphia in high school on a school night to watch a metal concert. That wasn't a recipe for being able to do that. Oh, Foo Fighters are touring Australia in November? Nice. Who took over for the drummer? Why do I want to say it was like somebody's kid? Was it the drummer's kid? There we go. That's more like it. Those tickets are not in the pits? Well, yes, but where I was gonna go was like small indoor venue. I think the whole thing would turn into a pit. I think. The TLA. I've seen 2 other shows at the TLA. They weren't metal concerts though. I've seen Jack's Mannequin / Andrew McMahon in his, for those familiar, in his different phases of bands. Tyler Hawkins' son has played with him in the past. Everywhere Pit was more of a 90s, early 2000s thing. In today's world, it's zoned out. I want to say it was like 2012, maybe 13. Obviously not early, but still a bit ago. I know, shocking. I was in high school 13 years ago. Alright, we'll just send that down there. That should be a full wedge with some windy spin. I haven't been to too many concerts. Like, I haven't been to too many concerts. I could probably go through my entire concert history. Let's see. I saw Daughtry in like 2008 on his first tour post American Idol. That wasn't like the American Idol tour. So first album, Daughtry. What else? I've seen Andrew McMahon / Jack's Mannequin 3 times. One of the times was an opener for Matt Nathanson and Gavin DeGraw. Actually, I guess I went and saw Daughtry a second time, like in 2011 or 12, something like that. Forgot about that concert. 2012. Nice shot. Who else have I seen? The latest concerts that I've seen are kind of funky. I saw Blink-182 played at TwitchCon in 2019. Logic opened. Somebody else, I don't remember who. I saw Anne Berlin in high school. I freaking love Anne Berlin, man. They encored with the piano version of Dismantle Repair. Oh, so good. And that was back before they were doing their like farewell tour, which ended up being not quite their farewell tour, and now they have the Memphis Mayfire singer has taken over as their lead, and they're like re-recording stuff. I like Memphis Mayfire, but Wow, what a putt. Or at least I liked Memphis Mayfire a decade and a half ago. Not as big of a fan. I mean, I think it's just like I enjoy Anne Boleyn, so hearing their songs basically covered feels weird to me. Trying to think, who else have I seen? The last concerts that I've seen have been kind of an interesting mix because I've seen, so TwitchCon and 2020, did I go in 22 or 23? TwitchCon a few years ago, I guess it would have been 22. TwitchCon 22, Megan Thee Stallion played. So I've seen, the last 3 concerts I've seen are Megan Thee Stallion. My wife and I went and saw T-Pain and Pitbull. T-Pain was the opener. Honestly, we were going more for T-Pain than Pitbull. That was... T-Pain's great. Freaking love T-Pain. And then the last concert we saw was... I forget exactly who all was there. Blake Shelton was the main... That was for my wife's birthday. Blake Shelton and a few other country artists. Am I missing any bands? I really have not been to many concerts. That's honestly probably all of them. Haven't heard anything from Memphis Mayfire since like 2013. I think they're still putting out... Or actually, I don't know, because like I said, the singer is... He's been putting out stuff with Anne Boleyn lately. So I don't know if they're doing anything else. My sister-in-law's boyfriend is like a huge music guy. Like, they go to concerts all the time. I would love to go and see The Midnight in concert. I'd also like to see Polyphia. I'd help the kiddo out. She's sick and sleeps terribly when she's like this. Pretty easy to avoid, even small venues. Just chill in the back and enjoy the show. That's fair. I would love to see August Burns Rat. Although, I haven't kept up with their music as much of late, but their back... Constellations album, and was it Messengers is the one before that? Those 2 albums are... Oh, because that was like... back in high school, I think it was like that, and maybe like the Empire album or something was just coming out. Freaking... Constellations is up there as probably one of my favorite all-time albums. Oh, you saw Soundgarden live? Nice. Whoa. That's just the animation. I was like, this dude butchered that putt. Christmas Burns Red show in Lancaster? Highly recommend. Oh, do they do a Christmas Burns Red show? Like every year in Lancaster? Lancaster's a couple hours away. I actually remember growing up, I think one of the guys got married in a venue like right near my parents' house. Hey, good evening, Eat. Are you gonna see Breaking Benjamin in September? I do enjoy Breaking Benjamin. Early prediction for college football this year, Matt? Oh. I don't know. I'm hoping Penn State has a good year. I mean, it's kind of ideal circumstances for Matt Campbell in terms of schedule. I think Indiana is... I don't know. It's interesting, right? Because Indiana should... If he coaches as well as, we think that he does, then we should see some good results again. But... it's going to be converting another class of transfers and stuff. How's the rank? Rank's been going well so far. Can't complain. Haven't lost yet. But yeah, I don't know. It feels like we're going to get just more of the same arguments about, SEC plays as whatever schedule, and then we'll see. Can the SEC finally get through? I'm hoping that they get close. I know this isn't answering, like, for next year. I hope that they start to move the bowl games. They start to move the college football playoff games to like the week after the final game. Like, stop giving these 3-week breaks to the number 1 seeds and everything. You know, I think you do have to do away with the bowl games if you want to like really have like a big system in place for playoffs, which I know also sucks, but like how much, I don't know, it's like you play in these bowl games, but how much do they mean anymore? Because it's just, the ones that are meaningful are just put into the college football playoff system. But I think that expansion idea to 24 teams and an earlier start, like, it's not a bad idea. I know the SEC doesn't want to do that. You know, they probably don't want to get embarrassed more by the Big Ten, but who knows? Yeah, I don't think Indiana's gonna actually make it back, but they should be good again. Yeah, he seems like he is a really good coach. Mix a bunch of their original shows with their Christmas album songs. First year you went with 2014. I remember they had just the cover of Carol of the Bells. And I was like, I would freaking love it if they made a Christmas album. And like within like a year or two of me having that thought, they actually put one out, and I was so happy. That's the one Christmas album I will put on. I know they put out some other Christmas stuff, but that original Christmas album, so good. Because I mean, that Carol of the Bells, it's kind of in the same way of like Trans-Siberian Orchestra, of just more of the iconic, I feel like. Harder Christmas covers. No! Dang. Just got low rolled. I was hoping I could get it up there, but just got low rolled there. I don't know, like, should I have erred on the side of potentially being way long? I don't know how I should have done that. Obviously, hindsight, yeah, but I'll agree that if they made 24 later on, yeah, and I think that the expanded playoffs, I think it would be interesting. Yeah, you're always gonna have, you see the same thing in March Madness, right? There's always the talk of first out. There's always gonna be someone who gets snubbed or is the first one out. Obviously, the further out you go in the rankings, the less likely it is to be talk of, like, is it deserved or not. I think more playoff games in those home environments should be a thing. You see the energy of the atmosphere is so much different in those non-neutral site games. I think they're way more interesting. Gives having that higher seed a little bit more of a meaning. That was close. 24 is ridiculous unless it's Big Ten or SEC getting those last spots. Tulane and JMU had no business being there. Yeah, and that is the hard thing with the disparity in the expansion, right? Because as you expand it out, you're gonna have further separation in seeding, right? And so if you have a Tulane or a JMU coming in, they're gonna be playing those higher ranked schools. I mean, yeah, and I think unlike college basketball, you're probably just less likely to see the big upset. Is that albatross? Or is that high eagle? I don't know what Jake's rank is there, but that's funny because we're both on rank. Oh man. All right. So we're gonna keep going with ranked. GG's. Thanks for playing. Thanks for playing, Joe Poe. Well done. All right. We're gonna take a quick 3-minute break. We're gonna let the pre-rolls get cleared out here on Twitch, and then we will, keep rocking and rolling. If you are watching on YouTube and you're enjoying, you can drop a like and a sub. Helps me out immensely. Chewy, get on in here. We'll be back in 3 minutes. We're gonna keep rolling with the ranked duos this evening. Appreciate you all. Be right back.
It's raining.
Ads. Okay, we are back. Let's do it. Let's do it. That is a very glowy driver. Hot dang. That's a very glowy driver. Yeah, college basketball, you've got 5-on-5. Damon! Get in there. Get in there, Damon. Thank you very much for the jewels, man. Appreciate that. Hope we're doing well. Yeah, but you have college hoops 5-on-5. 5-on-5 instead of 11-on-11. I mean, obviously that multiplies, and you have special teams and you have defense. Like, it's not just like guys are playing both ways. So Yeah, the depth that you have to have in a general sense is definitely way higher in football and more disparity. And yeah, when you start to get out to 24, like yes, you do have some top teams that are competing
that we have
highly.
Been charged by God with a sacred quest.
Jopo, thank you for the follow, dude. Appreciate that. You have some teams who had great seasons and weaker schedules, and then you have teams that are like Big Ten SEC teams that have, you know, they've lost 3 games, right? Like, am I through on the right side? Okay, light rough's not the end of the world. I thought about taking... The problem was that tree. I thought about taking power drive and really trying to get it down there. But yeah, that's like... Okay, so you've got a team that's probably lost 3 games to high quality opponents, and you're going to put them up against a 4th one. And I think it was just for the expanded playoff talk that they were talking about wanting to have then no repeat matchups from the regular season, at least for like the first week, right? Was that what it was? I don't know. Cuz that feels like a kind of backwards thing then to like, would you rather get a worse matchup because somebody had to like swap places with you because this team's played each other already? Or would you like rather, I don't know, do you want to play somebody that you played once or not?
Grail.
Damon, thank you for the YouTube sub. Appreciate that. So like I don't know which way you would want to go. Because it is hard to beat the same team twice, you know. I mean, that's why 2 times, let alone 3 times, you know, when you're talking NFL, it's always so hard to sweep. You know, even when your division is crap, it's so hard to sweep, and then let alone to if they're good and you see them again in the playoffs. You know, it's also tough. Just a little underhit on that power. What could have been? I think I've always struggled with that tee shot though, because it kind of does require a bit more of a draw. And I can't quite draw it as much as is required there. I also think we missed the swing path or something a little bit, but it is what it is. So what? It's end of February. So what do we have as far as golf tournaments? We got, it's Cognizant. How far out? We're only a couple weeks out from the Players, right? Do enjoy me the Players. So we'll have the Players, and then second weekend, right? It's the weekend after Easter. Is the Masters. Fire me right up. And then May we got the PGA, which I'm excited to go to that. I've never been. Never been to a PGA event, let alone a major. Said it before. I went to an LPGA major when I was a kid, but I don't remember a single thing about it. It was before I was like really into golf more than just watching Tiger a little bit here and there. Whenever my dad would have it on. I so regret not getting into golf when I was younger. Ooh, that's right, Wizzy. How are you doing, by the way? Yeah, Bay Hill. No, I'm trying to shape my shot game. Up 15 and wind. Little bit to the right. A little deep there, Chewy. Sorry. It was awkwardly in between clubs. Felt like if I went to the lower one. That was hammered. That was hammered. All right, we'll give them a hole. We'll give them a hole. We'll let them feel like they've got a chance. Didn't turn, it's okay. I have this hope that they're gonna botch this hole like a lot of people do, because 64 feet downhill tends to mess people up. Almost. Really have to roll out that much? Gosh darn it. Been to the memorial as well? Yeah, I'm trying to think from where I'm at. Like, my wife and I went on a cruise last year. I could have gone to Oakmont. Get in there, Chewy. Could have gone to Oakmont with that being in PA as well. I think when I lived in Virginia, I think I was in Maryland at the time. Was I? No. It might have been when I was in Virginia. There was a tournament. I want to say it was the Wells Fargo. Was that Potomac? That would have been one that I could have gone to, but there was weather. I think that was when Jason Day was lead. I think he lost that tournament, but I think it was like a kind of comeback tournament for Jason Day. Pouring rain. I'm like, yeah, that wouldn't have been great. Winning Carl? Absolutely. Well, we're tied right now, but we've been winning our other matches so far. Come on, kick left. Feed. Go. Go, 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 go. Come on. Be great. Get to the ridge. We've got enough speed. What a shot, Chewy. Settle. Ah, come on. All right, we'll have a chip. That was a nice shot. You go to the John Deere Classic a lot? Easier to get around the smaller events? I believe it. I believe it. That's got to be a pretty cool experience, though, because you probably still get a decent number of guys that you know and really get to see it. I need to figure out my game plan for the PGA. I got to figure out... I feel like we're going to get there early, obviously, but I think... I don't know, maybe try and follow an early group most of the day or most of their round, and then kind of pick a, I think I have to figure out like what's a good hole and location to just then watch. That's my thought. I don't know if that's the right approach to a major though. A ton of people just follow a couple groups, so floating around or following another group is fun too. Yeah, like, I don't know if you just, like, because you get out early, maybe you follow, like, a lesser known group to get a closer experience. I like the sand divot. Was that a sand divot that I just saw because it was a pitch shot? Is the shot not, or is the animation not based on the surface that you're on, but rather the... Do I chip this, or do I don't know. I'm gonna chip it. It's probably a shot I should flop. Okay. I was afraid of just, like, sending one like crazy. Every golfer hits it pure out there. I know, I'm gonna be jealous all day and be like, man, I really want to golf, and then remember that I suck at hitting the ball. Try and find a triangle section of the course where you have 3 greens / tees in proximity. Okay, yeah. That seems reasonable, because obviously the hard part is, like, you probably don't want to pick in the fairway because you don't know if you're going to be at the right spot where guys are driving it down to. And then obviously you're just, like, more at risk of balls in play and having to deal with all that. It's interesting how they do it. I don't know if it's all golf events, but at least with the PGA, they have it set up in a way that, like, if you buy a ticket, all the food and everything is, like, included in the ticket. So that way they know that everybody in the venue, like, you just go and purchase your food or whatever. I thought it was interesting. Okay, we're gonna play a baby cut into this slope and kick it to the left. That's at least what I'm hoping. Okay, yeah, that works. That works perfectly. Thank you, Chewy. Bay Hill, Obergen, and Scotty were playing together. Probably 70% of the people followed them. Yeah, that's a pretty sick pairing. I like Oberg. They're gonna copy me. Ooh. I still did it better, but they copied my homework. It makes you wonder with shots like that, like, is that the idea that they would have had, or would they have tried? Because I did think about trying to land it in the rough short and just, like, bounce it straight at the hole, but I felt like a 6-iron is going to want to go too much even with that kick out of the rough. Well, this is an interesting... This is the one that's uphill. It has, like, a huge back to front. Oh, nice. Had me scared there with the line you were taking. I was like, this feels like the rough is largely in play. Yeah, I want to get back out golfing and stuff, but it's going to be hard with the kiddo. It's one thing to leave my wife with 1 kid. It's another thing with 2. It might be, though, that when, like, family comes to visit, my mom might just be like, go. Because then my parents even will be like, when we come in to visit, they'll be like, you can go golf. I was like, I have to pack my clubs in with the suitcase and, you know, bed bumpers and you name it for my son. So, like, I can't really fit that in our Ford Escape. I am looking forward to minivan life. That's the next... We just finished our basement. Next life goal is minivan. Finally get to tackle my lifelong dream of being a minivan dad. Oh, we're in between. That sucks. That sucks so bad. I'm so sorry, Chewy. I was so scared about that hill. You just have to super flop it. Hey, nice 55-foot pocket in there, Joe. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I was so scared about, like, I thought, like, oh, if I take this choke shot, it's going to be too much into this uphill. We're not, like, we're going to, like, roll back down type of deal. I thought, like, with the uphill slope and stuff, we would just... I don't believe so, Stash. I think I would know if they did. I mean, I know for the... this was... I mean, we've been almost streaming for 10 years, but I remember when I was first streaming on Twitch, my mom was, like, concerned it wasn't safe, and I was like, it's run by Amazon. It's okay. It's a legit thing. Wow, he hammered that putt. I did a double check. I was like, hold on, the green speed is slow. The green speed is slow. So we get away with that. They could have tied us up. They could have tied us up, but instead we pushed that hole. Ooh. Make the chip. Yeah, I figured we should just probably play it safe. Okay. Don't need to flip the bias. Flipping the bias is bad. I should also go left side. Ran 1500 crew cat. No, we're going minivan. We're going minivan for sure. Little double cross, but it's pro, so it'll come out. I was trying to get a little bit more of an overpower than that. It just didn't pan out that way for us. I don't know. My parents had an Odyssey. My grandparents had an Odyssey before that, and I like those. I've read stuff though that the Odysseys of late have not been as reliable. We've kind of been looking at the Sienna as the one to get. I've heard really good things. We haven't test driven anything, but wow, what a kick. I was gonna say they're throwing. What a kick. But yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say that my parents haven't watched my stream. I don't think they would know how to find it, to be honest. I think my sister once said she did. I've had a couple of IRL people that have watched, like some college track guys. Funny enough, this is wild. One of my coworkers found my stream. Like, knew that I streamed and then found my stream from actually a different streamer talking about me. He was like, I know that guy. Oh no. Car path on both. Car path on both shots. It's not good. That is not good. Yeah, I know that the PGA, like, I know that that tournament's going to be expensive to park, but we'll get there early. I'm going to carpool with my dad, so it'll shave down on it a little bit. Please stay up. I think it kicks a little left, but should be fine. This hole's always scary. Spyglass is definitely, for one of the official courses, definitely is one of the tougher ones, I think. This is really bad. Because you need to try and keep something low with the tree, but I don't know like what you're even trying to hit here. I really don't know what the play is. I mean, now 19 yards. Now you can play some sort of flop shot, because if you chip it, it's gone. Yeah, I need to gather my thoughts for some. I have a couple of videos that I should probably make. I probably should have made a bunch of videos for YouTube on the game like a long time ago, but I think we need to maybe make some, especially with the game going free to play on PlayStation, which I called. By the way. I was saying March or April it's gonna be the free to play, PS Plus. Short. Okay, well their little adventure there put them to Dormy, so we've at least got this push to a playoff, but we should be able to hold off 2 holes. Kick right. Nice. Nice. Has anybody been watching TGL? I tried to watch a little bit of TGL when it started last season. I forget that it's even a thing. It's on while I stream. I've been hearing some stuff is pretty bad with the launch because I guess the launch monitors are not like one of the big brands. I think Tiger has maybe some sort of investment in the company or something, but I've heard multiple instances of these guys are top level players. They know their yardages within a yard, and they're flying stuff. They're things that they think they hit perfect. They're missing by 30 yards. It's not sounding very good. Pushed it, but should be a better distance than some of the wedges I've hit. There we go, Chewy. GG. GG. Alright, that's 3 out of 5 ranked duos. Do we have anybody else in the queue? Does anybody else want to hop in for some ranked duos with me? Or am I running it back with Chewy? Or rotating somebody who's already had a round? Oh man, they left the game. I want to see what the rank is. I want to see how I match up. 663 and 570. Okay. It's just always funny. It's always funny with the being unranked. You never really know who you're gonna pull, and it probably always confuses them or makes them annoyed. Fisher rank soul. How deep in are you, Joe? Should I run another duo first? I gotta wait a while, or obviously I just trying to avoid idle time. So you throw one and you're on hole 5? Okay. Just run it back. Yeah, playing... I don't know, I think ranked being the, like, other main... Like, I love TGC Tours. Do not get me wrong. I think TGC Tours is great competition and is, like, the biggest competition, generally speaking. I think ranked just needs to improve. I think ranked just needs to improve in the sense of, like, the pro matchmaking. That's my biggest thing. For me, it's not so much about the rewards. Just something's gotta give. Something's gotta give. Pro with all the information and everything all the time. You know, obviously at the end of the day, putting is always a huge thing, but something just not as satisfying about it being on pro. I enjoy ranked duos more, obviously, because I get to play with you guys. 3 recovery fittings for playing 300 games in ranked. Well, that just goes to, like, how bad the market is in this game. Right? Like, that doesn't even have anything to do with... Like, yes, it's not great rewards, but the market and the economy in this game, they have this weird valuation of the fittings, right? They give fittings out like candy, and then they treat the legend clubs or whatever, the limited edition, that's what it's called. They treat the limited edition clubs like they're this amazing thing, and it's like, it costs more to have the limited edition club. Because you have a ton of fittings and you can buy them for cheaper than you can buy the Evo tools. So then, yeah, it's like even more devalued rewards for playing a ton because they're giving you scraps that they give all the time for like dailies and stuff. Yeah, unfortunately, the longer that this game has stayed in the 2K, you know, under the 2K umbrella, the more like the things I keep hearing about NBA 2K are finding their way in. I guess in ranked chip-ins are a bigger piece of the game. So dead the last month? No, nothing new or anything of value? Yeah, and the thing that's crappy too is even with the Clubhouse Pass, something that they want you to pay for, they treat 3 different colors of the exact same thing as content. It's like, it's not new. It's like color options on the piece of clothing should be like default. I closed it. Might be okay. Gonna kick left. Alright, should have a putt right up the hill there, Chewy. What rank am I, Trevor? I have no rank. These are my placements. I've played as high as Eagle before. Chat has told me I'm a closet condor. That's what I should tell people. I just don't play a lot. I just don't play a lot of ranked. We play a lot of TGC Tours, Society stuff. Woo. Do you know I'm good? Thanks. There it is. There it is. Left you in a good spot. Increased difficulty, increased VC for higher ranks. I think their fear is just that people will grind the game, because this is what's going to happen always. No matter how you structure it, you're going to have the people that really enjoy your game grind it out early and reach the highest heights in like 100 hours or less. And it's going to be in just a couple of weeks, and they're going to be done with your game. And so they try all these different things to like prolong, like skew the market and like prolong playing to try and drive microtransactions and stuff. And it's sports games are just too cyclical. Even on the biannual cycle, like you're gonna get it where at least with the golf season, a February-March release, you know, you're right in like the start of like really the golf season, right? You're getting in around Pebble Beach and Phoenix Open and then getting into the majors and everything. Like, I think it's a great time, and I think that time of year, you know, is obviously coming upon us here. And I think that it's going to bring a resurgence because people play this game. People play this game when they're golfing IRL and when golf is on TV. They're not playing it as like their off season to golf. They are playing this, you know, when they're playing golf. So I think we're getting a little bit of a resurgence to the game here in these coming months, and like that's just going to be the flow of it. You know, your most hardcore players are going to play hundreds of hours and barely spend anything on your game, and I think that's just always how it's going to be. I try and golf IRL, Trevor. I didn't get into trying to golf until a few years ago. So I'm still pretty fresh to it. Don't get out anywhere near as much as I'd like. So I'm not good. I'd like to play more though, but wouldn't we all? Nice putt. But yeah, I think like I personally want more difficulty for inputs in the game for ranked. Am I going to get it? Probably not. The 101 was a little bit much. Just wasn't sure with the wind if it was gonna catch it and come back. Keep it short. But I think there's kind of two ways that they can go about the ranked difficulty, right? Like you can do, I think you can either do a separate playlist, right? Like you have separate playlists for different ranks. Or you can do something similar to what I've heard of in MLB The Show, which I guess is like as you move up, the difficulty slider moves. So I don't know if that's like it starts at pro and then goes to master to legend, or if it starts at pro-am to pro to master to legend. I think it would definitely be an interesting concept. So I don't know. You like want to you need to find the balance of like encouraging people to play, but I personally want a challenge. I don't want it to be that it's just always these flat PGA courses. And that really didn't break, huh? these flat PGA courses with no wind and everybody just is hitting darts, and then it's, you know, it does become a putt-off only. I want there to be some extra skill on the sticks. I want it to be that, not that every round is going to be it, but I want courses with elevation changes. I want wind. You know, people, for whatever reason, people crap on top of the rock. Give me top of the rock. Make people actually figure out elevation. That's part of the game. It's not just, oh, I can hit this straight shot with no wind and plan it. They're gonna just sit there and make us concede it? Okay. I've never played MLB though, so I'm going fully off of what I've heard about MLB. It's a tough thing because I enjoy baseball and I would probably enjoy the single player side of that game. But the big content, I think I would enjoy doing some of the challenges and different things and learning to hit and pitch and stuff. But what a drive. Jeez. But I think there's still an element of, you know, the online that's really popular and is probably the most popular content to watch. And the other problem is the commitment, right? Like, I feel like if I were to pick that up, we would have to main. We'd almost have to get off of PGA for the most part and then main that, because I have a really hard time these days. Every game, or almost every game, is vying for as much of your attention as possible, right? Live service. Games are ever evolving. There's always more content, more things to grind. They want you to play that game, buy microtransactions, and keep spending on it. And I just don't have the time or capacity to do that. You know? And so it becomes this thing of like, oh, well, if I'm going to try it out, you know, I'm going to want to have success with it, right? Like, I'm going to want to have the stream benefit from me having made that change. I'm gonna try the spinner here. That was a pretty good use of the spinner. 69 nice. All people have to do is use PGA 2K Lab website. That is unequivocally false. The calculations on that website are crap. They're good for certain things, but they don't scale properly. They're wrong for very high winds. They're wrong for tailwinds. Elevation plus wind. It's like very generic math that has no nuance. There, I said it. I haven't looked at it. I have no idea if there's like extra fine tuning and stuff that you can do. But wind multipliers change when you get to very highs. Tailwinds. If you have a 25-mile-an-hour tailwind, if you're taking an iron, you're going to carry 12 yards. If you have a 12-mile-an-hour tailwind, you're going to carry like 10. 15, like 12, and then it's just 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. You only get extra carry like once you start going up to your like wooden driver. That website will tell you I'm going to get 20 yards of extra carry on a flat drive. So there's just some of the data on it is not 100% accurate. There's also some nuance to elevation. The general rule of thumb is every 3 feet is a yard of adjustment. But because of flight arcs and stuff, certain elevation changes and certain clubs, like a short wedge, 30 feet downhill is not going to go an extra 10 yards. It's going to go like 7. So there's extra nuance that's not in there. Sorry, I see people like praising that website. Yes, it helps, but it's not 100%. Duos is more stable connection than co-op online play as an MLB. I mean, less moving parts, right? I mean, I would think that that's a big piece of it. MLB, you have, yes, it's 2 players on each side, but it's technically 3 active at any given time with 10 men on the field. Whereas this is 1 at a time. Yeah, with the ball that they had. So it's like, this is technically less complex. Maybe a doctor appointment praising Top of the Rock. I think it gets a lot of heat. But I think as far as ranked is concerned, for how vanilla, like, I think it's gotten better with course selection and stuff, right? But when you're playing just like PGA Tour official courses, you know, Spyglass and a few of them definitely make it a little more challenging. But a lot of them are like, oh, we're gonna play TPC Twin Cities and stuff, and it's like fairly flat. They give you low winds. There's not a lot of thought. Like, elevation change at least introduces some extra skill element. That's what I'm getting at with Top of the Rock. Hey, good day, Steve. How are we doing? Welcome back. So I wasn't expecting to get up on my soapbox here so much. Not expecting to get on my soapbox so much, but here we are. Hey, what's going on, Sean? Separates the boys from the men? I think so. I mean, yeah, obviously hitting your points and being no chip, but throw some extra wind on, throw some extra elevation on, give side hill lies, like, it completely changes the game. Completely changes the game. Swing's decent. Swing's decent. Yeah, we missed some points here and there. A few misreads on some things, but overall we've been swinging pretty well. .281. I should be able to get my 3-wood there. Yeah, they're kind of forced to take a more aggressive play. They're down 3-3 to play. They have to take something a little bit more aggressive. Right into the rough. Ooh, or the bunker, even better. Now you gotta lay up. Oh, we're further away? Back right pin. Well, I'm gonna try and play the cut up the hill here. I know it's gonna be tough because it's not gonna want to turn over that much. We should be greenside anyway. Nice. Ah, big kick to the left. A lot of room, not a lot of break going that way, so should be a fine chip. Got the 103, but it just heavy kick. I was kind of hoping to get that little bit to the rough, because I think the rough would have really taken a lot out. Yeah, they pretty much now need to jar it, or else it's GG's. That skimmed the sand. Yikes. And they can't concede because Chewy's off the green here. Nice touch. GG, GG. All right, Joe, you ready to play? because we'll take a quick breather to clear some pre-rolls, and then we'll get right back into it. All right, let's see what the rank undefeated duo. Absolutely.
Go and tell your master that we have been charged by
Toes,
God
thank you for the follow.
with a sacred quest.
Quite the username you got there. It's going well. We're undefeated tonight. I think 1-0 in solos, 4-0 in ranked duos. They'll never know what our true rank is. Going to Scotland in June, so gotta practice for your play out there. Oh, I'm jealous, man. That'll be awesome. That'll be awesome. I need to get better before I go and start playing cool things. Yeah, people always talk about like, oh, what's your dream course to play? I'm like, I suck. I don't want to go and suck at a... I don't want to go and suck at golf at a nice place. It's gonna ruin my experience. Try to do the old course, just one of them or a back nine. I mean it'll be awesome. It'll be awesome for sure. Okay, give me a few minutes. We'll clear the pre-rolls out real quick here. We'll take a break so nobody misses anything, and then we'll get back to a little bit more ranked duos. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. If you're watching on YouTube and you're enjoying, you can always drop a like, maybe even a sub if you want to come back. Thoughts? But yeah, give me a couple minutes and we'll be right back to it.
It's raining.
Ads. Joe? Joe, where are you, Joe? I feel so alone. You're doing 17 days in London, Scotland, Iceland, and then back home. That sounds sick. That's awesome, dude. Enjoy. Enjoy. I've done, where have I gone out of the country? I've gone to Canada. Puerto Rico, I guess technically, although U.S. territory, so I don't know that that really counts. Been to Canada snowboard. I haven't been snowboard with some friends up there. There he is. Yeah, I would love to, like, I wanna golf out in like Sedona. I don't know if you've ever seen the courses out there. That looks gorgeous. I'm very biased though. I freaking love Sedona. I think it's beautiful. So golfing out there I think would just also be sick. If you've never done it, if you're ever out in Sedona, Arizona, you got to take the drive. I believe it's south of Flagstaff, right? So I think you have to take like the road from Flagstaff down southwest into it. And you like come through this wooded area. There's a bunch of like switchback roads and stuff. You wind your way, and then it's like you come out of the woods and you just start seeing the red rock on the horizon. I don't know if you've ever taken the drive, you hopefully understand what I mean. When it feels like it's painted. It feels like you're like looking at a painting. Because most of the time the sky is like so clear and blue, and the red rock formations and stuff just like pop in such stark contrast to the background. So like to play golf with that as your backdrop, whew, I would love that. Oh, is this freaking the course from that we played on TGC? I didn't see what it was. Or does it just have the same use of the split colored fairway design? I don't like this, the dark green, light green fairways, but it is what it is. Come on. Okay. Manageable. 44 yards. Have to figure out what shot I want to take. Nice little release. Kind of think we have to, I think a pitch shot is kind of the way to go. So we're in a little bit of an awkward spot. I'm like there. Underswung it. I underswung it, but I also couldn't tell if that uphill was going to eat the spinner's distance or not. Because I know that spinners like don't get affected by wind. I would think that they'd be affected by live, but I just wasn't sure. It's the only risk with taking that shot. But it was like an awkward angle if we tried to take a pitch. Okay. Nice putt. Nice putt. At least when I put myself not in the greatest spot, my partners are typically way better putters than I am. So, I think we get away with our proximity enough of the time. They drove 270, but I think it looks like we've got way, way further to go. So I should be able to just take full driver here and send it. Yeah, 548. It's a par 5. Can maybe be a little aggressive here. Take the power drive down. Yeah, I mean, we're 40 yards closer. That's substantial. That is absolutely substantial when it comes to par 5 approach play. I mean, not that I would say that a 5-iron is, you know, a club that you're going to get to stop easily. There's actually a lot of room, though. Like, they've got a long putt, but you actually have plenty of room to run it uphill. 5... like a choked 5-iron or something, just kind of straight at the flag. At least that's what it'd be for me. I know it's hard because everybody has like slightly different distances, but I feel like choked 5 is the play. Nice shot. All right, nice, easy little putt for them. I wish I could like pan around the green a little bit. From what I can tell, it's uphill with a little bit of right to left, but I can't do any sort of my like normal panning around the green. Wow, that was a lot of right to left, holy cow. And they massively underhit it. Jeez. That was not good. Arsnax, what's going on? I'm doing well. How about yourself? We're having a chill Thursday. We're having a chill Thursday. We've been running ranked duos with people from the streams. It's been a good time. We are undefeated thus far. We're 4-0. And on ranked duos, trying to get to a perfect 5-0 and get a season 5 placement. Kind of had a mixed bag as far as our opponents go. We've had some people that were up in that like eagle albatross kind of range, and then we've been starting to get some down in the par birdie. 97 yards, okay. Would be just kind of at my 60 to choke 60 kind of distance. That is some bouncy rough. I feel like a lot of the game has not as bouncy of rough as I feel like was more common in the older 2K golf games, which I appreciate about this game actually. Like having the softer rough, having it snag a little bit more easily, and not having like cheesy bounce it through the rough to kill it all the time. I guess you still get the bounce through the rough to kill it because of how soft it is, but you don't have as much of the like bounce it through the rough to kick it out. Like if you hit it in the rough, you're in trouble a little. I think because of the downhill lie here, I need to take a touch more off. Doing all right? Life moves on? Absolutely does. Absolutely does. Yeah, times can be tough, but there's always new things on the horizon. Oh, holy pace. That man absolutely hammered it from downtown. For a little bit there, I was like, oh, that's actually, like, that's tracking. And then I was like, actually, that's cooking. And starting to turn. Nice little eagle. Oh, this is a university club. Yeah, so this is a different course. I'm thinking there was a course very early in, like, TGC, right? It was the qualifying course. I think Q-Made had this sort of fairway design. I tried to get too... I'm sorry. I tried to get too cute with the partial. I was trying to leave it at the wedge distance, and I just ended up getting this. I underhit it too much. Because if I hit full driver here, I would have put you at like 70 yards to the hole or something. Actually, the way that they're dry, I could have ended up in that rough. He does know that the fast forward button exists. I know I'm one to watch a lot of my shots. Trickling down the fairway to nothing is not normally something that I watch. Yeah, they're at 66 yards, so they're still at like an awkward spot, but yeah, I apologize. This was... Got cute with the partial and then also ended up butchering the swing path. Good out. Good out. Because 66 yards on a downslope, like, they have to play... You have to play some sort of pitch shot. I don't know how you're stopping it. I think that's always the hard part. Like, it's too long to play a partial 60 degree comfortably, because you'd be guessing at some, like, super under transition power, because it caps at 75%. So now you're hitting a fuller pitch in the... Yeah, that's what the fear is from there. You could maybe be squeezing a spinner, but I think if you miss the green on landing with your spinner, you're gonna get a ton of rollout too. Like turn the spinner into more of a pitch shot. They almost went ping pong there and hold that. Okay. Imagine that. A straight putt. Straight putts in this game always feel so rare. They also were never really trustworthy. I'm not saying that they're not straight, but it's always a hard time believing that they're going to actually be. Especially when you get a straight putt read in True Sim. That always drives you bonkers a little bit. Always drives you a bit insane. You take those? You take those, Joe? What do we got from them? Guys, they gotta get something going here. A push buys them a little bit of time. Kind of have to win the hole, and it's not doing much because we're 3 up through 4. And I'm starting to believe we might be 4 up through 5. Get them dormy early. Tough shot, though. Tough shot. I feel like you almost probably have to play some sort of flop. Are they looking for us to concede? Because no. Okay, no, they're putting. That one guy earlier was just like standing there. Nice, nice, nice. All right. We got him dormy. We got him dormy. Easy matches are common now. Feel like it's always a sweat. Well, to be fair, I'm not ranked, so I play ranked so little that my early matches are always, they always tend to be a bit easier. I also think, generally speaking, that duos are easier, but first game was a sweat. Yeah, we did have the one with one guy was Albatross and the other was Eagle. When people are playing at that level, you at least know that they've got some competency. I feel like if you're playing birdie or below, you're pretty often gonna see a lot of mishits and inaccurate approaches. Like that. Gonna see a lot of those, just like not crazy long shots, but proximity just gonna be really far out. I don't mind though. I don't mind not being super sweaty. You're in Condor for duo. Solo is definitely more of a battle. Ranked season on higher difficulty. Probably makes it easier in terms of feedback. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, like, I play on Legend or Master all the time with no, you know, no shot, whatever it's called, no shot feedback, no vibration. So, like, when we go to this, it's like a miss on pro is minimal in comparison to what we're used to missing, and a lot less to worry about in terms of that. But my putting's not great, so like even when I'm putting it decently close, you know, you're still gonna have bender putts and things that you need to make. Part of my problem, I think, is that I always go for the hole out. I'm always going for hole-in-ones and eagle hole-outs and albatrosses and everything. So like we do make them. We made a hole-in-one yesterday, but I think a lot of times I also don't put myself in position to succeed with putts. The pro swinging career is not the same as in ranked matches. If you do default pro swing preset stash, that is the same as ranked. Did they just let it time out? Okay. I don't understand people. GG. GG. What do we have? I'm gonna guess birdie. No, I'm gonna guess par. I'm gonna guess they were par. I think we're just gonna. Okay, there we go. Ooh, we're birdie 3. Oh, they were bogey. Those poor souls. Those poor souls. They only lost a point. They only lost a point. Alright, I'm good to run one more. I think I'm good to run one more. You have to keep readjusting your swing every time? I don't know, I feel like there's something else at play there. It's the same. If you have it set up the exact, like, just whatever, when you click on the preset, not just change your swing, but the preset to pro, where it adjusts a bunch of settings, not just the swing difficulty, but the preset pro. If the preset pro is the same. That is a look, for sure. AKA roll over in bed for 2 hours. Have a good night, Snacks. Have a good night. Good luck with your rolling over in bed. I gotta get to bed shortly. Because I probably shouldn't even be playing this last game. I should probably like shower and get to bed because my luck, I'm gonna be up late and my wife's gonna go into labor in the middle of the night. And I'm gonna be a dead man walking, but we'll take the risk for the last stream of the week. We'll just have to make quick work of these guys. Yeah, it's in your head, Stash. That's all I'm gonna say. It's in your head. Either something's not set up the same with your local difficulty versus what you're playing in ranked, or there's something in your head that's a little bit, skewing your judgment on whether it's same or different. I will say, I know that in like 2K23, I definitely found that tempo felt different from like local match to online, and so that's why I would always warm up in societies. But this game doesn't have tempo, so I'm not really as worried about that sort of thing. I mean, maybe your rhythm a touch, but it's just not the same. Okay. $116. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna take the bounce here. Go right at it. That came up a little bit short. Almost hit like too much of an uphill. But we'll see what they can do. I mean, obviously, the hole's not over. Seen plenty of people chip things in. It's like that hard part of like, you want to concede this putt because, realistically we should be able to make it, but there's also always the chance that there's enough break in the short little putts that you can hammer it past. The only one with an icon? Okay, let's see what we got here. 147. It's gonna be 10 yards short, but like that's pin high. Technically, it's stuff like that. Like, technically, I should not go for the hole in one. I should hit it a little bit to the right to, like, give myself the uphill... Yeah, to give ourselves the uphill putt. But I always end up doing stuff like that. Use a pencil, put dots on the touchpad as reference points. Still doesn't help. I know people that have done that. I know people that have, like, marked stuff. I mean, you've had things where people, like, hold their thumb in a certain way to guide it. I don't know, I hold the controller on a diagonal. Try and replicate a feel for the night. Right now, my feel is, like, kind of straight-ish back, and then I'm finishing, like, pretty strong to the left is the feel. But I don't know if other people like this. I hold my controller on a diagonal. Like, this is how steep of an angle I hold the controller when I'm swinging. I'm not swinging like this. I'm swinging like this. So, everybody's got to find, like, the grip and stuff that works for them. Find the grip that works, and then it's a lot of feel versus real. Like, just like real golf, you are searching for feel consistency. Because I don't care if it's like, oh, my swing is actually left to right. Like, because technically my swing's left to right. My swing feel is like a straight to left. I'm technically swinging straight to right. So, or left to right. So, it's all about how it feels and being able to replicate that rather than being focused on like an exact, you know, way that your shot, like your swing looks. 337, I was wondering, because I didn't see where the hole was, I was wondering if it was power drivable, because that's only 20 yards short. But the angle of it, oh wow, that's nice. They got a long putt. One spin. Ah, that's off. Dang. See, like, I don't get there, like, the elevation. I don't understand sometimes. Like, I've had ones lose so much distance on hills like that, and then I don't play for it, and I fly deep. Didn't look hard enough to try a power drive. I don't think you could. 20 yards short would have put you in that rough. This is a 107-foot putt. There's no guarantee that they cozy it up. They could easily leave this way shorter, blast it, more likely blast it off the back of the green and see what happens. Yep. Didn't tell you not to swing fast. It's just a nice, I don't know, I swing with the same like kind of tempo as 23. It's a nice committed downswing. Yeah, back and through. Okay, well, we certainly got away with it on this hole. Wow. Nice. They don't dunk that, we win the hole. But they drove the green, and then I called it. I said there's a chance they could de-green there. This is a long par 5 or long par 4. We're gonna shorten it up a little bit though. Give you a pitching wedge in. Oh, it's 9-iron. This is the angle. Well, I mean, they're in play. It's a heck of a lot shorter. Yeah, that won't be fun. Yeah, you don't need to swing fast, for sure. Committed and smooth is the way that I have always looked at the rhythm in this game. Committed and smooth. And don't get me wrong, I don't hit perfect rhythm all the time. But I'm never hitting red rhythm. The only time that I will botch a rhythm sometimes on like a flop shot. A flop or a splash shot, because those are, I feel like, a little bit different. And every once in a while I'll under hit a putt. And that's normally because I'll get so in my head about the power that I won't have a smooth stroke, and I'll like pause at the top of the, like at the backswing transition point. I'll like pause and then like either go like a jerky motion or like and just like -4%, -6% something. That's what normally gets me in trouble. Have a little chip up the hill. Firm. Yeah. Want a little bit firm on that. Missed the contact by Sav. It's all good. It's all good. Even if we drop the hole, it's not the end of the world. Fine. I'm not stressed. Let's see what they got. Is that sand in play? It is. It's light rough. Light rough's not the end of the world. Light rough's not the end of the world, but like I would just still always prefer fairway. Just take variability out of it. You know, 99 to 100% lie instead of the 90, 97 to 9 or 95, 94. Because that's still 4 or 5 yards of variability. All right. Well, there's my variability. I also just need to be better about playing that range. I feel like a lot of times I'll like pick a certain lie percentage and roll with it instead of playing, you know, the give or take, or playing to like this is the spot that I want to be. Like the I'd rather be short or I'd rather be whatever. Like this one works because it's slightly uphill and it's like I'd rather be, I think, a little bit short. Maybe I'll give it just like a touch of D-loft, right? And it's a little below the feet, a little bit of wind that way. I pushed it, but that'll be decent. Kicks a little left, little release. Hey, good evening, John. Good evening, good evening. Happy Friday Eve. How goes? It's gone. Bye, ball. That's like elbows off the green. What's crazy to me, and like maybe they're playing on keyboard and mouse, but like what's crazy to me is you have vibration and you have the feedback. I guess it's more about the vibration, but I don't know, being so far off Maybe it's just too reactionary then. Maybe it's a rhythm thing. Maybe they're just getting red rhythm. It could be. Because I find that my swing is not smooth with the vibration. Just got done playing some ranked duos. Glad you didn't run into me. Well, fortunately for you, I just got my placement done. I did get placed into birdie 3 though. Yeah, so look out. We just did our placement matches. It's funny because I haven't played that much ranked in total. I know they reset stuff and they don't keep like overall totals. I've probably only lost like 3 duos matches or something. And maybe a couple of singles. For the most part though, we're probably like, I would say cumulatively between duos and solos, we're probably like somewhere in the ballpark of like 80 or 90 and like 5. But I never play a single season long enough to get to like the sweaty matches and like really skew the record or like start getting, yeah. We're always down in the trenches of par players. Every once in a while. We have, don't get me wrong, I've beaten Condor players. Uh-oh. That looks like a switch bias. That, or they were just so far off on their swing on both sides, but that looks like a bias flip. Yeah, I think I've taken ranked duos as high as like Eagle, and ranked solos has probably only gotten to birdie. Just don't play it enough. I don't know, it just feels like, ranked is the content, like is content that I should be making. Because I think that ranked is probably the most played game mode outside of career mode. But I just don't think I think with the difficulties, I don't know, I just don't think there's enough general hype over ranked. But I do like playing ranked duos because that means, you know, get to have more of like a community night where I get to play with you guys, so. I always think that that's pretty cool. Ooh, almost outside. Can be fun, but it can suck too. Oh yeah, definitely. I think that's a lot of things. Ooh, a little par 5 action. Smoke him if you got him, Joe. Okay. Take it. Game paired with partners who can't put the driver away on short par 4s is the norm. Well, that's one of my personal rules, John, is I will not ever solo queue ranked duos. I won't ever solo queue like duos in general. This, whenever I would play Rocket League and stuff, you know, if I were ever playing ranked duos, like I played with a friend. To be fair, I think that friend was only ever gamer ability, but ooh, that was a nice shot. Getting better at those 70-yard approach shots. Yeah, they put you deep in partial wedge territory. I hate partial wedge territory. Okay, got the 102. That's what I wanted. Choked, fairway bounce. Come on, get like, it's short. I was thinking I would get some bigger bounces there. I didn't want to quite go full 4 because it felt too close to the green. Maybe it was the play. It's always so tough. I was trying to bounce it on and get it kicking left and roll up there. Solo for a good laugh. Yeah, I cannot stand solo queuing. Get in there, Joe. Get in there. Nice shot. That wasn't tie spinner, right? It took a hop, but I can't tell. I can't tell if that was the tie spinner hop or if that was just like a hit into the top of a hill kind of hop. Either way, great shot. Way to finish it. Doesn't even matter that I left it short. Not a problem. Yeah, that's the hard part with matchmaking in this game. There's just too much. Those matches like shouldn't happen. You shouldn't have it where two guys down in par or whatever are up against birdie and eagle. Like those matchups shouldn't happen, but they happen like all the time. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's what happens in games like these as you start to lose player base and stuff. I think that's where a lot of my concerns with thoughts that I have or things that I would enjoy out of, things that I would enjoy out of ranked, I just don't think are plausible because of the player pool dilution. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for chilling tonight. I greatly appreciate it. We'll be back on Monday, barring having a child, which again, I will keep you guys updated in Discord and all the different places. If anything comes of that this weekend, I have no idea if it will or not. Absolutely none. So we'll be back on Monday. That's the plan for now. We'll roll with that. But yeah, appreciate you guys. If you're watching on YouTube, you can always drop a like and a sub if you enjoyed. You're looking to maybe find your way back here. We're gonna be playing some Dark Souls rando. Try and make more progress on that on Monday. I don't know if we'll finish it up, but we'll keep moving that along. And then we'll be back to golf later in the week. So appreciate you all, and I'll catch you next time.